And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Asia, number 226, your weekly dose of Korean StarCraft. Welcome, everyone, to the CranKy Ducklings. I'm, of course, host ZvP, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, !B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, the bracket is live. The bracket is packed full of players, even some returning players. I did notice in the chat, Trap is back. He is. Trap, of course, completed his military service, I want to say a week ago. I think a week or so ago, his military service did conclude, and Trap did announce his return to StarCraft. He is in the bracket, but we won't be featuring him yet. Maybe down the line, maybe further down in the bracket itself. We shall see, as we have our first matchup spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court. We have our Taiwanese Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Offside Esports. It is Rex. I remembered at the end it was Offside Esports, not just Offside. Representing Offside Esports, it is Rex. And in the top right-hand corner, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. He just took down Showtime 2-0 last night. It was wild what he accomplished, a massive upset in WTL. But now he's up against the Zerg player, representing CranKy Gaming. It is JieShi. Here we go. I say last night, it was Friday night, my apologies, but Friday night we hosted Team Liquid versus Offside, and it was crazy. It was wild. Oh, sorry, my apologies. It was last night. I was looking at a different matchup. Last night it was DKZ, CranKy Gaming versus Basilisk, and JieShi took down Showtime 2-0. He really won it all for his team. For DKZ, it was wild what he accomplished. Fun fact, both these players were actually talking about it earlier. Rex was saying like, oh, all Protoss are powerful, and JieShi was like, all Protoss are powerful, but not me. And then Rex is like, mate, you 2-0 Showtime. You're cracked, pup. You're cracked. JieShi's like, nah. Just got lucky. Let's go. So yeah, JieShi again has been accomplishing and getting better and better results, as have a lot of our Chinese Protoss players. JieShi, Firefly, Cyan, they've all been improving so much over time. Likewise, though, so has Rex. He's had his own accomplishments as of late. I was looking at the series against Team Liquid. Again, we casted it on Friday, and Rex did take down Cure 1-1. It wasn't a 2-0 score, but did take a map off of Cure, so very impressive stuff here from Rex, showing that he can take it to some of the best of them out there. But now we're settling into our ZvP. And before we get ahead of ourselves, a big shout out as well to Babylings in the chat. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 24 months in a row. Quack, Bobby, quack. 24 months. That's a lot of months. That's 2 years of support. I can't believe it's already been 2 years. Thank you so much for all of the support. Gracias. Thank you so much. As we're settling into our ZvP, Adept's going to be shading in towards the main base. It does take advantage of the high ground, and with that, we don't quite get a drone quick. Spore trick there out of Rex, saving the drone at the third base. Very nice moves from our Zerg player. Adept does slip into the mineral line though, and we get one drone in the main. Only one worker so far, but the Adept does escape with all of his HP, only bleeding out shields, and will manage to get away. Behind this, JieShi going into a Stargate opener. Again, everything's looking quite normal for the time being. Just a gate expand Cybercore into a Stargate. This should be leading to a third base, and one of the big features of Crimson Court is you can expand linearly here at this third, which is quite secure. But never mind, we're taking the triangular third instead. Okay. Which means it's going to be a little bit faster. Otherwise, we would have had to mine through these minerals already. Speaking of, Rex does mine through the minerals on the right-hand side. He's looking for the third, but there is none. Rex fully anticipating a third base to have been taken, and alas, does check the wrong location. So Rex making the same assumption that I would have to expand here. Why not? That would just make sense. But apparently, JieShi does end up diverting expectations there. Does end up heading elsewhere, as we're going for a Twilight Council follow, but we scout everything, by the way. The Overlord does have eyes on the Twilight Council. There's a very fast Twilight Council, checking the unit production here, 2 Oracles. So we skip the third. JieShi skipped his third Oracle in favor of the Twilight Council. This should be for Blink, but I'm curious. Yeah, all 4 gases have been taken. This should be for Blink. There is no Forge, there is no +1. I'm curious how this all comes together. Blink is on the way. Now, this looks like a very aggressive build out of JieShi. The reason why I say that is, one, of course, Blink is going to be faster than normal, as the Twilight Council was rushed out. On top of that, there's no forge, which means we don't really have too much longevity in this game. This does feel like the beginnings of a 3-base all-in, but we've already scattered, so I wonder if JieShi does divert from his original plan. Oracle's get across the map. We get just the one drone. 2 drones in total. We get into the main base, pick up another worker before pulling back. The Oracles have taken quite a bit of damage at this point, but we do manage to fall back. We're droning up, throwing down our walls. Roachborn is in production as we speak. But again, my eyes are on JieShi. Again, Blink's still about to be halfway done. Once it is, we can start moving out. We can support our army with these Oracles. I'm curious to see what JieShi is able to accomplish with this army, with these Stalkers. Until then, we can see Rex just spreading his creep towards the right-hand side, taking his center 4th base. It's just droning on up behind this. Rex droning up to 66 already, getting up to a good saturation here on 3 bases. The Oracles, they get another drone, but ooh, big overextension by JieShi, losing 1 Oracle already. Oracle goes down, not an amazing amount of damage dealt here. Meanwhile, JieShi does have his Stalker Force that we spoke about. He's taking his 4th base and pushing up behind it. Expanding behind his army, I should say. Behind this, we also have a Forge, +1. Forge is on the way, working on the rest of our tech. So we are working on that next step. But again, because Blink finished so quickly, JieShi can be active on the map, does push out, shuts down some tumors, and threatens the bases. As we do push up the ramp. Roach getting in position, running that shade. Roaches, they do get it just in time. Queens as well. We do see Rex trying to hold the line. Roaches are going down though. It's just too much. Not enough Roaches, not in time. And Rex is being forced back. Lings are trickling in. We have more reinforcements on the way. Can Rex hold? It's going to be a tight hold here. These Stalkers are running out of shields. Blinks have been good, but again, we are running out of energy here. Running out of shields primarily. But we're breaking through. The trade is just a little bit too good. Rex is going to be losing control of this third base. As I say that, we have 9 more Roaches in production. Can we hold? It's so close, but here come the reinforcements of JieShi. 4 Stalkers at a time. JieShi did miss a warp in, by the way. Did end up missing a warp in. And with those reinforcements, we hold on. We keep on pushing. We shut down some of the Queens. We shut down all the Lings. That's 23 Roaches. 23 Roaches have gone down. This is the power of such a fast Blink, by the way. And here come the reinforcements. JieShi, he has broken Rex. The Roaches are not out in time. The Queens either. Rex, he saw the fast Twilight Council, but again, he was a little bit too greedy. Did take him a little bit too long to get into this. And the base has been broken. The army as well. Boys are being pulled, but it's too little too late. As JieShi is snowballing out of control. Getting 8 drone kills. Rex down to 59 workers. Behind this, JieShi is on 75 probes. Has a booming economy. Has +1 charge, +2 has begun. Rex is shutting down some of these Stalkers. Oh, even piling down another. Good pick off there by Rex. But again, that costs him a lot. At least he saves the base. The hatchery does barely survive. But now we have JieShi rotating around towards the center base. Does rotate around. The Roaches try to push forward. Getting a Stalker. I spoke too soon as we go for a hit squad, and we do snipe the hatchery. Hatchery goes down. JieShi getting the hell out of here. Bleeding out Stalkers in the process. Ay, ay, ay. As he does bleed out Stalkers, we are able to go towards the center. We pick off 4 drones. We catch reinforcements. The Queens! We have 1 transfuse, but the Queens are going down. We bleed out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every single Queen. Now, this is going to be a bit of a costly trade here from JieShi. Losing all of his Stalkers. Big catch from Rex. Making use of that creep. But JieShi still has a massive lead. Again, 80 probes to 60 workers here. Rex is stuck on 3 hatcheries. His production's being impacted as well. Limited larva. Just lost all of his Queens. We have 1 Queen left in between all these bases. No injections. No injects. Limited larva. Limited creep. JieShi going for a split push, going for a Zealot here on the right-hand side. Charge is done, remember that. We're going for a denial on the 4th. We're pushing towards the center, and we are dropping into the main. A tri-pronged attack here from JieShi. And Rex, he's been on the back foot this entire game. It's reality. He still has to stabilize. He will catch the Immortal. Gets one. One Immortal goes down. At the same time, though, Zealots, they hit that 4th. Into the main. Big warp in as well. Now, Rex will defend his 4th base. Let's clean up most of those Zealots. All of the Zealots, even. But we break into the main nonetheless. And it's just a numbers game at this point. Rex, he does take down another Immortal. JieShi not making the best use of them. Leading out his Immortals, but the Zealots are trading well. And we're not done. We have another warp in. And GG gets called. Rex just cannot keep up, is overwhelmed. And JieShi takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there out of JieShi. Again, a very quirky build as well to go for such a fast Twilight Council. Winding it back just as a reminder as to what the opener was. It looked like a standard opener, but JieShi did only make 2 Oracles. He made 2. Usually you would make 3. We cut an Oracle, we throw down a faster Twilight Council into 4 gateways, and once we got up to a 3-base setup, once we started expanding towards a 4th, that was just in time for Blink to finish and to push out. And again, it was a very, very crisp timing there out of JieShi. Remember, Rex did notice. Rex, he did recognize and did scout that there was a faster Twilight Council, and he did run up to 66, but again, it looked like he just barely was getting into his army a little bit too late. Just his roaches and reinforcements came out a little bit too late as JieShi was pushing. And as a result, Rex couldn't hold on. His army was kind of caught out in segments and portions, and he was bleeding out a lot of roaches over time and just never was able to build up a proper army. JieShi knocking Rex down before he could fully stand up. And with that, we're now getting into game 2. Also, shout out to Green Soup in the chat letting us know that apparently Raynor pulled out of today's tournament. Oh, that is a bit of a shame. Hopefully nothing serious, but apparently something came up and Raynor's not going to be competing here tonight. It's a shame, especially because looking at the bracket, I feel like Raynor could have had a deep run. Like, Raynor, he could have had a very deep run actually here in this tournament, but alas, he will be dipping out instead. But regardless, we have our own series to focus on, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Taiwanese Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Offside Esports. It is Rex. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as a opponent, we have the blue Protoss player from the land of China, representing CranKy Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is JieShi. Got a very crisp build in game number 1, very tight, and you can see that it hits like a truck as well. But I imagine we're going to be seeing Rex adapt over the course of this series here. He is that good of a player, so we'll see how JieShi does adapt as well in game number 2. How does he adjust? How does he deviate? Again, usually in PvZ, we'd see the Protoss players kind of whip out different builds and different openers game to game to game. They have a lot of options available, and it's usually on the Zerg player to react. To scout, to react, to keep up the Protoss. Here we go. For now, gate expand, standard opener by our Protoss player. Likewise, hatch gas pool, force take the unnatural natural, but outside of that, Rex getting into his own standard opener as well. There's no early gases, there's no 2-gate opener, for example, from the side of JieShi. Everything looking by the book so far. So far. Again, when it comes to JieShi's follow-up, that's where we have to start paying attention. You know, how many oracles does he make? Does he even go Stargate first, or even a Twilight Council first instead? Do we get a Forge? Do we not? We'll try to piece together what JieShi's up to. We're on it, Pat. We're on it. Just catching the chat. Oh, hello, Ligo BBQ. Hello, hello. Bienvenidos. I see Wormchick in the chat. Shema, papi, Shema. Thibs 72. We do have a command, !B or !brackets in the chat. We do always have links to our brackets whenever we have them. As a reminder as well, as every single week, there is a delay. There is a 2-minute delay on stream for our ESL Open Cups. And as always, we're always live on YouTube as well. You know, this entire year we've been streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and we've been growing our audience on YouTube as well. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Bienvenidos, everyone. Bienvenidos. As you have to shade out, it's going to be indeed that Stargate opener here out of JieShi. Last game, the Adept was only able to kill one drone, but we'll see what else we can get this time. What more we can get here in game 2. As we do shade in. We shade into the main base. So far, good control out of Rex. He will bleed out one Ling. Drone. Oh, does not morph in the spore in time. Second drone was, so one worker goes down. But that's a lot of hull damage here on the Adept. Meanwhile, it is not an Oracle, it is a Void Ray first. Let's go. So Void Ray first here by JieShi. Now the goal here is to shut down the Overlords, is to keep the tech hidden, and we go many different ways from here. We can go double Stargate into a fast Fleet Beacon, into like a Tempest Rush, a Carrier Rush. We can go into double Stargate Phoenix. We can go into a fast Twilight Council into Glaive of Depths. We can go for a charge based all in. There's a lot available here, and it's going to be that much more difficult for Rex to scout. Now, on the flip side, because JieShi is delaying and he's not going to be making as many oracles, he does have an oracle on the way, but he won't be able to harass and keep an eye and keep tabs on Rex as much as he would in a standard game. So Rex is going to be in the dark. Likewise, JieShi will have a little bit less scouting information as well. As the Void Ray is pushing out, Rex getting supply blocked. Interesting. We are going into a fast forge. Very fast. A fast forge like this usually means fast +1. It usually means a +2 timing. This is what I'm reading from here. Otherwise, this could be a fast forge into a robo. Oh, yeah, Twilight Council's on the way. Okay. But these are very fast upgrades here from JieShi. I'm curious, actually. I'm curious if this is going to be like a +2 blink timing, or maybe even +2 Colossus timing. Speaking of, the robo is now on the way. Are we going to rush into a bay? That's what I'm curious about. Like, regardless, just very tech heavy here. Again, this is all off of 2 gateways. Lings, they move out across the map. Void Ray's in position back at home. Rex going for his lair, going for a faster Roach Warren, safety Roach Warren timing here, to make sure he's ready for something like Glaive of Depths. Charge is on the way. Now, I'm curious if we're going to be getting into Immortals or if we're taking up even more. I'm leaning along the lines of, like, Immortal Archon charge lots. We'll see. That's the gateway explosion. 4 gates on the way. It's going to be 6 gates in total. Did I say 6? 7 gates in total, and we may as well go up to 8. If we do, I'm feeling a 3-base all in. Oh, meanwhile, Rex going for his own aggression. We're amassing roaches. We have Overlord speed on the way. You can see that Rex is cutting drones. He is not saturating his 3rd base. He's cutting workers here at 50. What does that mean? I'm feeling a push. Rex, yep, there we go. No more drones in production. We have Lings and Roaches. Nothing but Lings and Roaches on the way. Meanwhile, we do see JieShi going for his Temple Archives. It's going to be for Archon production. Again, JieShi, he's just now getting into his tech, just now getting into his production. But where is the army? This is the army. Uh-oh. We have a handful of Zealots. We have a handful of Sentries. Meanwhile, here comes the all-in from Rex. The Jumper Lords are amassing to ferry the Queens across the map. We have our highway set up as well. It's all or nothing for Rex, and JieShi does not really have much to work with. He's got the 1 Immortal, he's got he's got Storm on the way. +2 should be starting up momentarily as well, because we rushed into +1. That's why we assumed it was going to be a +2 timing. But now is not the time to invest into +2, because here comes the all-in! And now JieShi knows. Now he knows what's going on. Do we have any shield batteries? We have 1 shield battery and 1 cannon here at the 3rd base. That's not going to be enough. Yeah, JieShi is in trouble. There we go. Now we have some backup shield batteries. 2 more shield batteries in production. Rex, he checks the 4th, does force a cancel. He is giving JieShi quite a bit of time here to recover, to stabilize. Morphing in more Archons, warping in more Zealots. We do have Sentries. We have some Force Fields. Force Fields are thrown down. Files on the Sentries. Ooh, will not connect. The Archon, can we get within range of the shield battery? We can! The Archon lives. Just barely. The Archon does survive. Lings are being shut down. Roach Ravager pushing forward. We do get the cannon. And there's the overcharge. We do pop the overcharge here. We ran out of Zealots. Shield battery, it barely does go down. But the Immortals and the Archons, the high-tech units have survived. That's what's important right now. We go for the feedbacks. Archons being morphed in. Do we have some way to juggle? We do not. No War Prism. Immortal goes down, but it looks like JieShi he has held. We get on top of the Queens. We clean up the creep. We shut down the Overlords. That was a tight defense there from JieShi. Again, the force fields were key. The Archon surviving as well. It was a very, very delayed scout and very delayed reaction out of JieShi, but he makes it. He survives. And now Rex is in trouble. Rex only just now starting Roach Speed. And there's no Evo Chambers. There's no upgrades. Why? Because we were all in. On top of that, our drone count is very low as well. 43 drones. Ay, that's not much at all to work with. As yeah, from here, JieShi, he has a death ball of an army. Remember how we rush into +2? Now we have +3. +3 is on the way compared to the 0-0 of Rex. It's going to be 0-0 versus +3, which is brutal. And here comes the army. Storm is done, by the way. Again, JieShi rushed in. Like, he got away with so much. It is wild that JieShi survived the all-in despite taking up so much. And now he's in an insane scenario. He's in an insane position here. He just has such a lead. The Biles! Ooh, we take down one of those High Templar. Very nice Biles. We graze an Immortal. Big storms on the Ravagers. We have one storm left. We would have had another. Link counterattack does catch an Immortal. Slips into the main base. Oh, doing our best hero impression. The wall is not a wall. And Lings, they bust into the natural. You know, JieShi, he kills the third. He's going for the fourth. The reality is, even though these Lings are getting some damage done, probes are going down, this pales in comparison to what JieShi is doing. He kills 2 bases and he can keep pushing. Ooh, Immortal is caught out. Still no War Prism, by the way. The Immortal should fall. Oh my god, does pull back. No! Roach, they barely bring it down, but there's still a good trade here. GG gets caught. JieShi survives the all-in, and he does get out of control. And JieShi will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to JieShi as he does take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. Very impressive defense there. Again, he had so little time to react, but at the same time, all of his gateways and all of his tech was all just kind of coming to a head there for the defense, and he barely was able to hold on. It did also come down to his control, his micro. Likewise, Rex also had a hard time maneuvering through all those, almost said shield batteries, through all those force fields as well. Did bleed out a lot of units. And GG. Congratulations to JieShi. He is not random. There we go. Congratulations. And with that, we are going to be getting into our next game. We're going to be heading towards our next series. Speaking of, exclamation mark B in the chat. Let's have a look at the bracket and try to find where we are headed. Let's go.